so I do have the first piece machined out. I have the second piece from the factory slip yoke for the original drive shaft machined down. They do fit together, I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to center punch where we have to be able to bolt this to the transfer case. Let me drill this hole and then I'll show you the pieces together. Alright, so here is the original slip yoke. Here is the piece that I got off of a Silverado rear end. So that's going to slide on just like that. And I'm going to weld both sides. Probably will TIG weld this side, and I'll probably run a fat heavy MIG weld bead around on the inside there. Just make sure that it's super strong, but the TIG I can get a lot more smaller, a lot more precise, and I could probably bleed it down into there more with the torch. Don't get too heavy on the filler, but really just bleed it together. So I do have them pretty much cleaned up. I need to put a couple little tacks, put it back on the lathe, make sure that it is squared up, and then we are going to be good to go. Alright, so I got it as trued up as I think I can. I got 4 magnets on it. I have it so it's just barely missing my machinery, and I have the magnets pressed up against the very curvature of the lip, and it is holding it on, the 4 magnets. So I'm going to give it a couple tacks, and then I'm going to turn the machine on and make sure it's not going to be shaking all over the place. If it is, I'm going to tap it with a hammer a little bit and try to get it more square, but I think I got it really close. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so I got the piece. I started TIG welding it on. As you can see here, I did a couple stitches. I originally did 4 tacks. Brought it over here, I was trying to tap it kind of in place, get it centered, and the tacks broke. So this time, I re-tacked it where I was because it did look good for a second, and then I did a couple stitch welds. I figured worst case I can cut them out, but as you can see, it's all in full speed. I am just a hair from perfect, but I mean, I can drag my finger. As you guys can see, my finger really barely moves. So when it's actually centered up better, with a little bit of vibration, I mean, this is very little. So if it's actually centered up in the transfer piece, I think it'll be even better. I've been messing with this for hours, and this is as close as I've pretty much been to get it. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna weld it up, and I'm gonna call it good. Alright. Let me turn up the heat a little bit. Wish I had one of those circular robot things for something like this. that's the first round of welds. And like I said, I do believe I'm just gonna do the MIG on the inside. All right, everybody, so here it is. TIG welded together on that side. So now we have the open shaft here. I did cut this little washer. It is 10 gauge. So I'm gonna put that in there. That's where the bolt's gonna go through. I did cut it perfectly to fit inside that little ridge in there where the teeth is, where the teeth are. So that locks into that little place. And I'm basically gonna take the MIG welder. I'm just gonna run a real fat hot bead all the way around, which is gonna weld the inside of this to the shaft in there in the corner, as well as it's gonna bleed in and hold the washer in place. And the washer is where the bolt's gonna go in, and that's gonna thread into the output shaft on the transfer case. And it's gonna look just like that when it's installed in the transfer case, which that I still have to go out back under the Pathfinder and drill and tap a hole in threads for that. All right, so I think it's officially done. I did two real heavy passes on this. So the weld's not like the prettiest, but it's definitely hot and it's strong. I was going more for just trying to make sure I really bled into both pieces together, and then got plenty of it on that washer. So yeah, there it is. All done, fully welded up, ready to bolt to the transfer case. So now I need to drill and tap the output shaft.